ladies and gentlemen. All right, hopefully somebody is, up to, because why am I still up? So, as you can see by the lovely title and by what you're seeing, hopefully, I have all of this to retie, y'all. I feel like I'll be on my way to nowhere and yet nowhere. I've done the whole front, and I thought this was a little section at back, but taking it out, it just don't feel like it. And here's the thing. I'm on my way to nowhere. But, I don't know. We'll see if I can get a little bit more done tonight. And if I can, that would always be nice. So if I can find my middle part here. This one should not be there. I think that I am probably 3 months into this retie post, the last retie. 3 months in. And that's why it be taking me so long. But I don't know. It's like I'm always busy until 3 months pass. And then I suddenly have time to retie. So here we are, 3 months later, retying. And I have not, that's just the facts of life right now. Got my hair all kinds of crazy ways. And yeah, please excuse, I've been washing with all kinds of stuff. And by all kinds of stuff, I mean just, I tried out some natural washes like, what is it? Apple cider. I've done a couple of washes with rinses with apple cider. And apparently you can wash with aloe vera, so I tried that too. My go-to wash is to do aloe vera and to do my Head and Shoulders one together. Hey girl, hey Shades of Sage. Thank you for joining. That's my go-to wash. But anywho, I need to get this retie done because I did just do a wash. And I don't want to lose the fact that I did this wash. And then have to wash it again after a fresh retie. Because, fresh reties, they refresh. They make your hair fresh. It's like doing your hair fresh and then washing it. It's going to get fuzzy from the wash. Even though the reties are tight, it's going to get fuzzy. But I say all that to say, there's a lot of white stuff in my hair from the aloe vera. And as I always say, I love the aloe vera. But I noticed that with the Locs, it doesn't really soak in like it did my natural hair. Or rather my loose hair. So it literally gets stuck like sometimes at the base of the lock, like it will soak into the loose part, but the lock part itself, it won't. I have a new plan to combat that, but I haven't gotten to it yet. You know why? Because I'm doing this retie. But when I get to it, I hope to bring you all along with me because I want the aloe vera to just work on my scalp and my little bit of new growth, whatever, I happen to have. But not get stuck and trapped in my locks because then I gotta wait for it to like flake out. It's like gel, considered it's called aloe vera gel. It's like gel. It's like, it does wash out, but if you put too much, then it flakes and then I gotta wait for it to like flake out. And that's frustrating. And I'm trying to get this retie done because, thank you. And that's good because, I haven't been blow drying them, but being a good girl. And I have so much I want to tell you all, and I don't want to ruin it, but I have so much to tell you all for being locked for 2 years. So many changes, y'all, which I am excited about because that's what everyone with micro locks always says, that they see a lot of change. And even if they don't say it, when I watch their videos, like I used to, I don't as much anymore, but part of that is because I'm making my own. But when I used to watch a lock journey videos, for the people with micro locks, I will always notice how their hair changes so much in the second year. And that absolutely positively happened for me. I have so much stuff I don't do anymore, or I do, or whatever the case may be, and that's because they really did transform a lot in the second year. So that's exciting. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get this retie done, because I want to say all this good stuff to you all for my lock update. And I want to try a no roller set. I have not tried that with my locks yet, and I really wanted to. Hi, Carolyn. So I really want to try the no roller set, and I honestly want to try it for my lock update videos. That's my plan. That would be nice. But yeah, y'all, so much has changed to the point where even if you look at them now, you really don't even see two-strand twist anymore. And again, some of that has to do with the fact that I don't blow dry it anymore, which we'll talk about in my lock update. So since I don't blow dry it anymore, you definitely can see the difference, I think. But yeah. I think what also makes my retie seem intimidating to me is because the locks are so much thicker at the bottom, the two-stranded twist part. And I have to remember that my hair is not that dense. So it seemed like it's a lot to do, but it isn't. It just is like, it looks like it. But it's kind of like for those of us who were natural and are natural, like curly, like you know how thick your hair will look in this curly state, and then how if you flat iron it or blow dry it, for some of us, not all of us, but you know, it loses some volume. So I have to remember that when I do my retie. It looks very intimidating when I see all the new growth, but then after that, it's fine. Anyways, what are you lovely people up to? Besides being up late, later than I want to be. I've been working really hard to get my butt in bed on time so I can wake up early like I need to, so I can get stuff done. But I need to get this retie done because I have more clients this week. And if I don't schedule my hair like I'm a client, I won't get it done. So I'm trying to tell myself that, I don't know. Ooh, exercising. This is perfect for exercising then. I told myself I need to start doing some stretches. I just feel like my body wants me to do that. I think because I'm getting old. That's why. I feel like my body is asking me, please stretch. I need to incorporate stretching into my nighttime routine somehow. Except I only know like 4 stretches. That's the part of the problem. I only know 4 stretches. The ones you used to do in school. Touch your toes. What else? I don't even know. Touch your toes in all different variations. When you're standing up, when you're sitting down. And there's got to be more stretches than that. There just has to be. The little one with your elbows. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm going to have to find some yoga or something to do. And I don't think it has to be too long. It just needs to be done, though. So I'm trying to, make that commitment to myself. Yo, there's so much stuff you have to do to keep your body healthy. It's so ridiculous. You got to do stretching. You got to exercise. You got to eat right. What else you got to do? And that's just your body. You talk about hair stuff. Seated twist. Yes. You know why I say yoga though? Because I need it to be like a full whole body movement. Like, I don't know. You gotta do eye exercises. I used to do eye exercises back in the day. And it worked. My doctor told me my eyes was doing good. But then you don't have time. Scalp massages. It's a lot of work. it's a lot of work trying to keep your little body together. And I really need to start doing my reties every what? I feel like I need to do them every 4 weeks, just so that I could keep it to a normal time. Because I can do a normal retie for someone else in like 4 hours, maybe 6 if something's not right. And I'm talking about like just the retie, not the wash and blow dry. But my goodness, mine takes me so long. And yes, Sheem, it is overwhelming. Then it's like you gotta prioritize. You know the saying, you make time for the things you love? Sheesh. And some stuff be needful. Like some stuff you need to really do. But you really do be running out of time. See, I feel like I'm moving, but then I don't be moving. I do know that this clip is slowing me down. But I don't know I don't know what I should do. I just know that every time I get hair out the clip, it's slowing me up. Let's put the clip in with this one maybe. See how that works out for a little bit. And my locks are all different lengths because some are maturing faster than others. And I'm pretty sure that has to do with like, probably with what parts are curlier than the others that's making it mature faster than the other parts. And then some pieces it's so obvious to tell what was too straight twisted and what was not. And in some pieces you can't tell. And I genuinely be feeling like the parts are getting smaller. But maybe they're not getting smaller. Maybe because the locks get thicker, it seems like the base is smaller than it really is. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Shima, I got a knot for you. And it's not in the same spot. Y'all, I'm not the same lock like every time I do my retie. Every time I do the retie, I knot that same lock. But it's a new lock on a different side, but it's on the same exact part. I don't know what it is about that part. It's right on the side, close to my ear. Something about that part, I don't know, drives me nuts. And sometimes I think if I just pull it, it will come out, but then I get scared that if I pull it too much, I will create something you cannot undo. So we'll be saving this knot for you to take out when it starts to get some new growth. So if any of you ever get a knot in your hair during retie, the best thing to do is wait till it grows out, and then you can kind of see it a little better, and you can see like who you should take out. I mean, how you should undo it, undo the loop. Anybody else want to let us know what you're doing tonight? We know Shades of Sage is exercising. We all see that I am unfortunately retying. Shame on me. It's like, no, I really hope I get done. I figured if I go live, I might be able to get it done. So, you all are my inspiration. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We do have to finish our book. So much stuff I need to do for you all, with you all. Uh-oh. I still have to find that other lock tool that is that lets you just put your hand in there or something like that. Or put your hand through it, something like that. I just want to see if it's faster than using something to keep going through. But we've only been live for 15 minutes. I feel like I got quite a few done. I was counting yesterday. I think I've been working on this for 3 days, y'all. I did a couple of hours yesterday, I think, and I think I did a couple of hours Saturday. So I think literally 2 and 2 hours. And I did a little bit of the front and then a little bit of the back that y'all see done. And then I've been working on this since like 5 or 6. I'm probably like closer to 6. But I would really like to be done. So I don't gotta worry about it trying to do it for the rest of the week. Because I get such anxiety about starting a project and not finish it. Ooh, and not finishing it. Oh man, I dropped my thing way over there. And I don't want to mess up the camera because cameras are hard to set up in the back. Okay. But yeah, if I could get my hair done in one shot, I would love to. But I would have to block out a lot of my day and I'd have to have nothing else to do. But that's not really likely for me. But at least this time I broke it into shifts. Because I washed it on one day and then I did the retie on separate days. I think I washed and dried it on one day. Retied it on separate days. Can't really tell where I am. And there's always some I gotta pop. But honestly, not that much. One time I waited 3 months, I think, and I don't know if it was maybe a bit over 3 months or not. And I had to pop so many because there was so many marrying each other and doing stuff they got no business doing. But since then, I haven't really had that problem. And I have tried to stay on schedule, but I do think I'm close to 3 months for this one. But maybe I'm not. I don't know. I just know I've been trying to do it for like 2 weeks and haven't done it. So that's what makes me think I'm close to 3, but I could be at 2. Whew. I did try my mirror though. I don't know if I want to do an official video on it. I was going to. But I did try my mirror that I showed you all in my last video to do my retie. And I was able to get done the sides and the way back. But because my arms are up like this, the way they're up, they kind of blocked the mirror. They blocked my view a lot. So that was one thing that was kind of hard. So it was like I can get one side, but I couldn't get necessarily the other side really good. And then, what was the other thing? And then because the mirror obviously is flat, it's not like the iPad where I can like put the iPad on the tripod and then bend the iPad to see the top of my head up here. I couldn't do that with the mirror. So then it wasn't really helping me out with the middle part either with doing the top. And I'm not even sure if it would help me out with this back part. I'm not sure. Yes, Carolyn, it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the good thing is it definitely makes up for it for every day just literally being able to just not do nothing to your hair. So if I do a good retie, I can go as long as I want and not do nothing to my hair except the shampoos. And even like, drying, it could air dry and still be quote unquote presentable. So that helps. So I try to tell myself, well, I can just get through my reties and I know I got a bunch of days of not having to do nothing to it. But I would say my favorite style with these is my when it's curly. I feel like those are the easiest. It's the easiest to maintain them because at nighttime I just put it in a pineapple, and because it's curly, it's okay for it to be like bunched up together. But when it's straight, if I let it bunch up together, it will shrink a lot. She, I'm not listening to you because you do say a retie every 2 days. I think y'all just playing with her hair at this point. But yeah, it's definitely tedious. Which is why I'm thinking, I say this all the time and I never do it, but I seriously need to, I'm starting to think I need to do the reties every month. One time I got it done in 5 hours, but that's because I did the retie 4 weeks later. And I think that made a difference. Let me just stick it over here. You need to stop it. Every time I see Saya, she got a fresh retwist every 6 weeks. Don't be on here telling these people that is not true. I know a fresh retwist when I see one. It'd be glossy and fresh. Do you teach Saya how to do it so she can do it herself eventually? Let her roll a couple. Mm-mm-mm. And technically, I'm supposed to go in a clockwise way, but sometimes I'm pretty sure I'll be skipping things for myself when I don't know if I zone out or what, but I'm pretty sure I'll be skipping stuff. Pretty sure about that. I wonder if I should come over here. But it'll be nice though when Saya's older and she can do it herself. That's an easy thing I feel like to teach a little girl how to take care of her locks because she really just gotta wash it, oil it, if that's what you want to do, put something in it for her scalp, and then she can twist it. Versus like trying to teach your daughter how to detangle, that's gonna be a little tricky. Depending on the type of hair you have and depending on your method of detangling. Washing it, same thing. Because you don't want to wash it too crazy because then it's definitely going to tell on you. And blow dry it. Last time, September 9th. You better stop it. Speak the truth. Oh, my arms are tired. And my arms are tired from holding your baby yesterday, Shima. I want to know, do all moms' arms get tired when they be holding their babies? Or do your arms just eventually get used to it? Like it don't even phase you. I would guess you would get used to it. But I guess it would be hard too because they always are changing weights because they're growing so much. Now I'm starting to see why you have muscles. I feel like I'm moving super fast. I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like it. Maybe it's just me because I got weak arms. I just got weak arms. Clearly, considering my arms is getting tired from my retie. So, clearly, I have weak arms. But we're almost in this section. If I can find the one I just took out to do. They always talk about women and their back aches too. And I guess it's just way worse if you have kids, depending on, situations, that type of thing. Oh no, my computer. So yeah, I think if I had to choose the best way to retie, I would definitely say using the iPad or some kind of camera to project on a computer. That's probably my favorite way. It does get a little annoying because the iPad moves and the iPad has to be hooked up with the cord to the computer. But it allows me to sit up straight, focus, get it done, and then I also of course can play a movie if I want to. So I like that too because I can split the screen up. And then my second favorite way is probably, I don't know. You have the mirror and you have the TV. The TV is not bad either because the TV is big. But I usually almost always start my reties in front of the mirror. Because most times I'm going to start in the front. So that helps. And I haven't been doing rows so much, like dropping down a whole row and clipping it. And maybe that comes from just doing it, just doing it frequently, so I kind of have a little bit more experience with it. But I kind of just drop them how I feel them. But I still can't stop myself from using a clip to clip the parts that were not retied. Because without fail, it's going to be right when I'm in a groove that a piece is going to get stuck with someone else or something like that. And that's going to upset me. So I'd rather just clip it and not take that risk. Like get tangled at the roots? Well, okay, I could see it happening both ways. Like my ends that are still curly and kind of loose natural, like in character, they, sometimes I have to rake through them. But it's not a bad thing. It's just it's like one of those things you do every once in a while, like if you happen to be watching TV or something like that. So I have to rake through them because the ends that are curly, they tend to curl into each other. And at the roots, the only time I get tangles, and I don't really get tangles, it's just when I go to do my pineapple or put it up at night, and my fingers snag on a new growth on the inside. So that happens at the roots. So that's the only tangles I kind of experience. Like the ends, I sometimes, purposely rake my fingers through it to make sure that nobody's bunching up together at the ends. And then at the roots, when too much new growth is in there, then it's kind of a little difficult for me to move it, like to put it all in a ponytail or make it change directions without the roots kind of not moving like I need them to move. And it's so funny because I just have to do things differently because it's extra curly hair that hangs. So there's just some things I have to do differently. And I feel like natural hair and extra curly hair is already stiff. Like, like if you ever seen those videos where people do something like, where they be like, their hair just don't move. And so they could put their hair in a ponytail or something. Like if they're a natural person, like if you put your hair in a puff or something for the day and you take it out, if your hair is super curly, when you take your puff out, like your hair was not going to drop down. When somebody who has like straighter hair or a looser texture hair, if you move your hair from a ponytail to being out, it kind of, your curls start to fall. But when your hair is coily, no, they do not be falling. It will stick just straight up. So that's what I'm used to anyways. But with the locks, I have to shake them so hard sometimes to get them to move. So if I'm putting in a ponytail and I have to like hold my head upside down and shake to get them to move, if I can't rake my fingers through it because of all the new growth. Or if I'm coming from a ponytail and I want it to go back down, I have to like massage my scalp a little bit to make the hair loose and then shake it kind of hard to get everybody to fall back down. It's very funny. But then I also wonder, if I get older, God willing, that's going to not be cool. Can't be too old shaking your head the way I'll be shaking it to get my hair to move. I feel like I'm moving so fast, you see? You all are so helpful. So fast and yet so slow. Whew. That ain't right. Let's try this one. It's just so funny how locks transform because with the smaller ones, you will have to wait at least 2 years to see like this great change. And with the bigger ones, you all kind of see a change within months. Especially if you're wetting it a lot, then it gets kind of fuzzy and frizzy. And then it kind of helps it start meshing together every time you wet it and let it dry back on itself. Then it kind of starts looking like locks earlier. Well, now I just made 2 years. I'm already super excited to see what will it look like in year 3, Like what changes will we have? Mm-mm. Yeah. I saw this one other lady who was saying, she was just kind of, just saying like, locks obviously don't change your hair. So like the type of hair you have is the type of hair you will have for locks. And like I was saying about mine, like when it's a lot of new growth, it looks like the roots. I have so much more to do than I actually do have to do. And once it starts breaking apart and sectioning itself back off again, because I retied it, then I can see that it wasn't as much to do as I thought. But this lady's had low density hair too. Um, I didn't see her natural hair, I just saw her locks. But she had low density hair and she had locks, and she was just trying to say how obviously her hair is still low density. And I think she was saying that she kind of expected something different with her locks. So even though her locks are thick, because she has low density and she does not have micro locks, so she has like regular traditional ones, maybe like medium large type. But she was just saying how she could still see a lot of her scalp even though she has them. I want to say large because she really didn't have them. It didn't look like that much, but again, if she has low density, it could have just seemed like it wasn't as much as it really was. Low density is better for us to get the smaller ones, and then people with high density, they can do the thicker ones and still have like kind of a full look. But if you have low density and you do the thicker ones, especially on reties and such, you're gonna see more of your scalp because you still have low density. Do I use combs for my reties? Not really. I have a comb in here. I have this rat tail in here. There it goes. But not really, because honestly, hey Kyra. Honestly, I don't I can't see that well. Like I can see, but then I can't see. And for the front, some of them I try to like straighten their parts, and I really shouldn't, because it just aggravates me, because in a mirror things are totally flopped the other way. So what I do is sometimes I might use the comb if I feel like I need to straighten something, like I can tell there's a little strand in a lock that shouldn't be, but other than that, not really. And then this time around, I've been noticing how if I start rubbing it, so if you've been seeing me do that, if I start rubbing it with my fingers, any kind of stray hairs will kind of like go where they belong if I start rubbing around the part. And that's probably easier for me because I have to kind of feel my way through anyway. So it's easier for me to fix it. So yeah, once I get my part, then I start rubbing it a little bit, get people out the way. And that's been kind of helping me keep it straight. Still wonder if I ever will do a retie and not look. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. I'm scared to do it and then something happen that I don't like. But honestly, I have to feel around so much. So it looks like this part is going to take me an hour. And then I have one more section to do, so it's going to be another hour. And I do not want to stay up that late, but I just can't see myself trying to hope that tomorrow I will have free time to do it. Don't touch these. Hey, good. At least you all are understanding. I'm doing my hair. Y'all doing her hair. She was doing her exercise. I don't know if she finished. Uh-oh, lost the clip somewhere. Whoop. What kind of hairstyle y'all doing for her? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Why am I not done yet is what I'm trying to find out. Oh, you done? I'm about to say she might be done now. If I'm good, then I'll do my stretches before I go to sleep. Because that's what my body wants me to do. Mm-mm-mm. Maybe twist in the back. Sounds good. That's always a good one. I think that if I had a daughter, that'd be one of her go-tos. Plus, because you can always take the two-strand twist out in the back after a while and let her wear a two-strand twist out. So you can get two hairstyles out of that. One thing I like about teaching is I get to see a lot of different hairstyles from the girls. So I enjoy, them coming to school with their different hairstyles, and I always try to make a big deal if they wear their natural hair for the day. I always try to make a big deal about it. Because too many of our little black girls are so conscious. Like if they not wearing weave, that is, their hair is not pretty, and I hate that. So I always try to make a big deal. One of the biggest things that they've been doing though, almost all of them, is wearing the Bantu knots, but like different variations of it. So I've seen some cute ones. It's the Bantu knots right now that everybody's doing. And it's not like the whole head, but it could be the whole head or it could be just some of them. And then this other style where you like put your hair, you part it into like a square part and you put the rubber band in it, and then you do like crisscrosses and make like some pieces from one part go to another. That's really popular right now too. Alright. Get confused on when I'm supposed to drop down here. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Okay, this one. My hair, my roots feel so soft too. But it's probably from the aloe vera. But they're so soft. It almost feel like baby hair. Mm-mm-mm. And hopefully I can go live maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It'd be nice. Uh oh. Definitely stuck. Somebody's stuck, y'all. I don't know. I'm so scared. Oh, I'm so scared. Thank you. We tried. It's hard though, right? Like, it's hard. And I have not pre-recorded a video in so long because it's the editing that I don't have time for. I can record a video, but the editing, and then you gotta watch it back and make sure you like it. You have a hairline? I missed it. I have not been on social media in so long. Like I think I went recently to post one thing and that's it. So I haven't been able to read and catch up on everybody else's life. Thank you, Caroline. I'm trying. I'm trying to be patient. And my arm's about to fall off. What is your hairline called? You gotta tell everybody in the chat. Ay, ay, ay. I went to the mall the other day, I think. And I saw like, like small businesses, I guess it was. But they were kind of doing like, like an expo style where like everybody has the tables and you go there. So any of you with your businesses, if you haven't already, look into that because it was really nice. And they did it in the mall and it was right in it was in a good spot and it was a bunch of them there. So I know we do that at the church sometimes. I think that's nice, but you can also do it at the malls and see when they do their expos. Is there a website for it? You gotta blush sometimes, Yep, that's a good one. And I haven't heard about, it's clove oil, right? Or no? I feel like I heard that recently, but I haven't heard it before until recently. I just seen that somewhere. I don't know where. Yeah, I just heard about that. Somewhere, I don't know where I saw that, but I just heard it. So I made a note to myself to look it up. Are you putting some of your oil in your daughter's hair tonight? Uh-oh, that was not the right clip. Let's see. This clip goes here. And this is what we're working on. Oh, 5 more left in this section. At least I think it's 5. I can't tell. It feels like 5. Do you always start in the same direction? Alright, so as far as holes go, I get annoyed. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I get annoyed when people be like, you get a hole if you don't start in the same direction. Because you cannot, like, in the beginning, I used to be really meticulous about everybody stopping the same way, um, trying to make sure they all maybe end upwards or all end downwards, whatever. I feel like in a grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter, and it's unrealistic because I feel like sometimes some pieces take more passes than other pieces, and some pieces take less passes. So to try to be like, I'm going to make sure they all end the same way, I kind of stopped doing that because it just is not something I can really control. And now this time around, I have not seen hardly any holes because usually I try to fill, if I feel like a bulb or something in the beginning, I try to fill that before I start working at the root. And I haven't seen any this time around. For the most part, I've done like a couple, but for the most part, I've just been able to kind of just go in and do it, which is good. So I think that over time, certain things close up too. And there's no way you're going to be able to know where you stopped at. You're just not. Because all of them not going to stop in the same spot. Because for my parts that are extra curly, they take less passes, it seems like. And for the parts where the hair is looser, it takes more passes. So yeah. No, not worried about holes that much anymore. Definitely don't try to say where I started at or stop at. I do tend to, though, usually start rotating at the top or the side, but that's good. I'm glad you're mass producing. And I hope it goes well for you. I think so. Thank you. I am noticing I feel like it gets thicker more than it goes longer, and I'm waiting. Okay, so so year 2, I was waiting for it to stop looking like 2-strand twists and start looking like locks. And now in year 3, I'm hoping that it will drop, like it will expand, because it's been expanding, but I want it to now condense and kind of be mature, like for real mature, and not just look like they're mature. That's what I want it to do. So I hope so. Yes, this is something. It's something, but I definitely just don't miss detangling. And for the time being, I'd rather retie than detangle. But again, I have learned that both natural hair, or loose hair rather, and locks both take maintenance. So you're not going to get less maintenance. It's just, do you want to do all your maintenance in one shot like you have to do for a retie, or do you want to do your maintenance every 2 weeks or every week on wash day if you're a loose natural? It'll look like that, but it honestly is low density. It just is so curly that it looks like it's more than it is. So it's intimidating when I look at it. And some of my ends from the 2-strand twists have gotten so thick that they're getting harder to push through this little needle. So some parts I have to use my other needle. And so for most of them I use the micro mini, I think it's called. But I have used the micro for some of them. can say that retying is much easier on someone else though. We could just see it and just keep moving and not set up cameras or something so you can see the light, so you can see. Yeah, it do take patience. But I can say if you letting somebody else do it, it's not as bad. It's definitely not. It's definitely not as bad. Because like I said, most of mine I can get done in 4 hours. If something's up, like I need to reestablish a section because they came out, for somebody whose hair might be shorter or a looser curl. And so, it just takes a while for it to lock and stay in its part. If it's nothing like that going on, then I can get it done in 4 hours. Excuse me. It's only mine that be taking a long time because I'm doing it trying to do it myself and look through different devices so I can see. But everybody else, or when somebody else is doing it, it's definitely not as tedious. So if you are somebody and you plan on like getting them, but you want somebody else to maintain them, then you definitely dodging a whole lot because now your hair is always done and you don't have to retie it yourself. I don't know if I'm gonna be able. Oh, there it goes. I hope all of this is done. I feel, but it don't help. I'll still be skipping some. I'm just gonna carry my retie tool with me. Just to make sure if I forgot anybody, I can get them done. Right. If there's something going on, like some kind of special case that would make you, add time, that's the only reason. And I can say for the clients that I do have, who have situations where like like in the beginning, like it takes your locks a while to form and to stay in and like you gotta fix them at times. Over time, you don't have to do it anymore though. It's usually not something you have to do for a long time. But especially if you're just beginning and your hair has something that makes, that adds the extra time, then yeah. Alright, I'm confused. Alright, but it took us an hour to do this part. We did this whole thing. And then I have just this one part left. Right here. And I shouldn't need this. I should not need that. My ends are so much thicker feeling than my other parts. Right? I know. And mini twist looks so good on natural hair too. Because it has that bounce to it, like like that bounce that I think is nice. Alright, looks like I might have to move the camera because I feel like I can't see this side. Even though I'm gonna do this for a little bit, or do I not want to do this? Let me see. I'm just trying to figure out where do I really want to put my hands at. No, definitely need to come over. The only thing thing is, I didn't do mini twists too much when I was a loose natural because the detangling would be terrible for me. Like even if I didn't leave it in for a long time. But come on, if you do mini twists, you're not trying to take them out soon, for the most part. But even if I didn't leave mine in for a long time, my hair would just start meshing together, and then try to detangle it would not be fun. So I think one last time I did it, and I was like, after that, no. This is a promise to myself. We are not putting in small 2-strand twists no more. Because the detangling, I did not like it for me. And I want to say, even if it was like bigger twists, like the moment I let it twist, it's like I was matting it together. Like the moment I put in twist and kept it in, it was like it was matting together. I never liked it to tape down for me. But I know my sister, she used to wear her twists all the time, and they definitely were cute. Part of her styles, 2-strand twists, and then twist out for a week or so. I don't know if she did them both for 2 weeks or something. But that was her style. See, like this part is always so thin. And this is the part, y'all, that I always put a knot in. So I probably should stop talking. Because she done took a lot of knots out of this lock right here and the one under it. And I don't even get how I knot it. I don't get what am I doing that knots it when I do everything the exact same way I do anything else. Yep, as I said, twist for 2 weeks, out for 2 weeks. That's a good plan. I'm trying to get one of my clients now to follow that plan. She's giving me a hard time. I'll tell her she can do that. Because I like that. Now, for people, it worked for it. Again, it never worked for me. I wasn't a fan of it. Because of my detangling would be so not good. But for people that it worked for, and that's mostly people whose curl texture is not as tight as mine, but still it has to be tight because if not, your twist's not going to stay in. So let's see, this gonna move a little, but how would I want it to move? I just can't see nothing. But for people that method works for, I think it's a really good one. Like to do the 2-strand twist for a while and then a twist out. I think that's a really good protective styling to have because your hair gets both where its ends are sealed for a bit and then it gets to breathe being out. So I think that's a good regimen. And I want to say when I was natural, what did I do? I honestly be forgetting. But at the same time, y'all, I will get in a groove or something and then switch it. See, 2 to 3 months and out for 1 month. Whatever works though, your hair seems to like it. It seems to like that plan. I told you, I'm trying to get one of my clients to do it, but she's fighting me with it. And I'm like, will you just do it? 2-strand twist. As long as you take care of them. This has been my biggest pet peeve, y'all, is people not taking care of their hair in this protective style. So then it's like, yes, you're doing something good because you did the protective style. But then you're doing something bad because you're not taking care of it in the protective style. And I see a lot of this with our younger girls where like moms would do their hair and it looks nice for the first week or so. And then, or the first week, depending on your hair though, right? Because some hair is drier than others. Like I feel like my hair is drier than others. And part of that is because I have a tight scalp. Like You got some people who have like those moving scalps where like if you pull on your hair, you can see their scalp move. Not me. My scalp just kind of stays right where it is, and because of that, natural oils aren't able to like flow through my hair the right way, or normally should I say. So that makes my scalp be drier, and then when my hair is loose, it can tend to be dry, so I can't do certain things and let it dry out. But I see a lot of people that do their little girl's hair and then leave it in for a long time, whatever long time is to their hair, because long time could be 2 weeks for their hair, or a long time could be a month, whatever their hair starts getting dry, and then they just let it stay dry, and it just gets drier and drier as time goes on. And then by the time they take that style out, their hair is just so fragile now because it's too dry. That drives me nuts, y'all. It drives me nuts. Because I see it everywhere. I see it everywhere with that little black girls, and I'm like, y'all can't just leave their hair like that for a long time and never nothing. Not gonna spray it, not gonna, I don't know, put whatever moisturizer you do in it. Just letting it stay in the style just for the sake of it being done. And I do understand it being done, so I'm definitely not against that. Like, doing your child's hair and then wanting it to stay in for, like if you do like Recreate was saying, like if you do it and you want it to stay in for a month or two, there's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta watch your child's hair and see, can it handle that? Like, can it handle staying in? And if it can't handle it, should you be spraying it? Every so often, should you be wetting it somehow? Should you be making sure it stays moisturized, even in its protective style? Right. Yep, shades of sage. And it's different for different hair. And I think that's another thing that's hard, because if moms have a different hair from their daughters, then they have to learn their daughter's hair. Like, I know Shades of Sage, her daughter's hair is just like mine. Like super, super curly and can be dry if not done the right way. But Shades of Sage hair is it's curly, but it also is like, it's curly, but it can almost be wavy too. So even though her hair is thick, Saya's coils are curlier than hers. So they take two different things. They can't take the same thing. So I really have to say I commend you, Sheen, for learning how to do Saya's hair the way that works for her, even though it might not have been something that you had to do. But I see so many little girls, even like, girls that I see at my school, and I get these protective styles, or, like they do a lot of braids with added hair, but it stays in for such a long time that by the time they take it out, their little girl's hair is breaking. And then what they do know, what some parents do know, is to give the girls a break. You're welcome. They do know to give their little girl's hair a break, but at this point, it's like their hair can't stand on its own, or because it's, drier or whatever the case may be, the little girl isn't as comfortable with it. I'm almost done. I'm so excited. Maybe I could try my hairstyle tomorrow that I wanted to try. But I want to do my lock update with my no roller sets. I think. Oh, see, there you go. And you know what? Now that you said that, I never thought of that before, but you're right, because all of us girls, my mom has 4 of us, and we all have different textures. I think 2 of us have ones that's closer, like mine is the curliest, And then a baby girl, hers is like right next to mine as far as curl, but her curls are bigger than mine. So even though hers is really curly, like has a good bend in it, her curls are just wider than mine. And then our one sister's hair, who used to seem to be the coarsest when she had a relaxer, her hair now seems to be the one that's not as coarse anymore now that she's natural. And then she is kind of in the middle too. So you're right, because we definitely all three have different types of hair. I mean, all four of us. And it just takes different things. And you know what I also see a lot of? I also see a lot of people who, like you said, the girls have different types of hair. And then there's the one daughter or daughters whose hair is looser. And it's like, because they treat everybody's hair like the one daughter whose hair is looser, then the girls who have tighter curls never really learn how to take care of their curls. So many times the girls with tighter curls, hair is shorter. Like, not that it appears shorter, because the more curls, it's going to take away from your length because of your shrinkage. But sometimes the one with the more curls, they have shorter hair only because they just don't know how to take care of it, or they're doing stuff to it that their other sisters with the looser texture is doing that they can't do. You gotta remember when we did flat iron our hair, she could flat iron her hair every day. Her hair would not care. Like, it would almost thrive off of it. I flat ironed mine just once, and my hair would be like, oh no, we're gonna start breaking off immediately. Because we just have two different textures. Or wave patterns. And so I couldn't do what she did. But by that point I was older, so I knew, okay, wait, I can't do what she's doing. But when I was younger, that's why it was so hard for me, because it was just, for a while it was just me and my older sister, and we had two different types of wave patterns. So what works for her didn't work for me, and nobody else in my family had curly hair like mine. Yeah. You know, like everything, right? Like, the more we educate ourselves, the better, but moms have to just learn their kids' hair. And understand that if you have a really solid routine with one child, and that child's hair is like taking off doing well, it doesn't mean that if you try it on another child that their hair is going to take off and do well, because theirs might need you to change something slightly or drastically. So we need our moms to figure it out so that when we do get old enough, we know what to do. It's so funny though how they always do, like, you know, videos or comments or whatever, and be like, when your mom was taking care of your hair, you know, your hair was long or thick, but then when you started taking care of your hair, it's not as nice as when your mom was doing it. But that's because, you know, certain moms, they're going to take the time to learn your hair, and they're going to take their time when they're doing it too, right? Like, they want you to be cute, but they're also trying to take care of your hair. So your hair kind of thrived when your mom was doing it, and yet when you was doing it, it starts to take a hit. Here, let me see real quick. I think I skipped a comment somewhere. Oh man, it's not on here, it's over here. Oh, Shima said she was laughing about the heat thing. Oh. Yep, your hair seemed to do better just because it had heat on it. And I did notice that towards the end of my natural hair journey, I had to, because it was growing more, I didn't have to, but I felt like my hair did better when I would blow it out and then do a style, versus letting it be super curly and then trying to style it. Like I felt like I got less breakage if I would blow it out or stretch it first and then style it versus trying to style straight from as curly as it is. All right, I'm trying to read the other comment, but I'm not. Okay, there we go. I'm teaching all my girls how to detangle. There you go. Okay. Good. Nice. Yep. That way, look, cause you look, you gotta help them do their own hair so that you don't gotta be doing it. But yet you still want them to do their hair right, you know? And I love finger detangling too. It can be, I feel like finger detangling can take more time than doing like a wide tooth comb or something, but for some people, with like for me, I just couldn't use a comb. Like literally using a comb, my hair would snag. So then what's the point if it's gonna snag? Then I'm just breaking it anyway. So I eventually had to just always finger detangle, always. But I think that's a skill too, so I'm glad you're teaching to them because. And finger detangling looks different for different textures. Because for some people, finger detangling is like raking your hands through as if your hand is a comb. And then for others, for me, it wasn't, I couldn't rake my hands through because my curls were so tiny that raking my hands through it, my hands would miss in every tangle. So I would have to literally take my hair strand by strand and pull it apart. And that is one of the reasons why I got locks, because the detangling was getting unreal for me. But I couldn't rake my hands through. I had to like pull it, separate every single strand to get some knots out. But that's good. All of them learning how to do something and master it. And then when I was in cosmetology, I remember because being in cosmetology, then we wanted to start doing our own hair. But I remember a lot of girls that started out with nice thick hair. By the end of cosmetology, they felt like they had to wear weaves because their hair was like thinner or it was uneven. But that came from like just poor, not taking care of it as well as maybe your mom did, and also it came from styling it. Because obviously we all in cosmetology, everybody's trying to style their hair. So take care of it a little bit, but more so style it. And the downfall to going to beauty school is that they don't teach you about natural hair anyway. And the only quote unquote ethnic part that they do teach you is the fact that you can braid, you can cornrow, and you can't add hair. But most of us, we already knew how to do that already because we kind of been doing that all our lives. But they did not teach you how to care for curly hair or natural hair. And then like I said, when I went natural, my teacher was so mad at me. She was like, why would you do that? And I was like, well, I can't straighten my hair because I'm growing out my relaxer. And she was just so not happy with me. But they did not teach us how to care for hair in cosmetology. They taught us, the one thing I did learn from them was, of course, how to style it, but also what your hair is made up of, so I can understand it a little more. But as far as caring for it, no. Besides saying things like, oh, you gotta trim it all the time. That's everybody's favorite thing, y'all. That's my pet peeve too. That's everybody's favorite thing to say is you gotta trim. Oh, this is how you know how you need a trim. Trim, 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 trim. Now, not gonna lie, some ends, they be looking like they need something. And for us that can't cut our hair, that's tough. But instead of focusing on trims, people should focus more on just trying to make sure that your hair is, being cared for, instead of resorting to trim all the time. And I remember when Shays and I were little, we went to the hair salon, I want to say one time, right, Sheen? I think. Then we went to the hair salon one time, and the lady gave us a so-called trim, which was like a cut, a cut. But she gave us a so-called trim, and she was just like, you gotta trim your hair every 4 weeks. I feel like she said 2 weeks too, but I could be like, making it up because I was a kid. But I feel like she said 2 weeks, but I don't know. But I remember at one point me and she was like kind of trim happy. Like we just felt like we had to trim it all the time. And then I don't know if it was reading the book that I've been reading on my channel. So if you haven't, make sure you check out the book, the live readings that I'm doing. But I don't know if it was reading a book or something that made us realize you ain't gonna see growth if you cut off an inch every stinking 2 weeks or something. Every 2 weeks you cutting hair off. Every month you cutting hair off, and sometimes you don't even need it. Now, I'm not gonna lie again. Certain chemicals or treatment of your hair is gonna make you have to cut it off, like, or pray, not to pray, because we can't cut our hair, but certain things is gonna make your ends be split or messed up or whatever the case may be. But if you have a good regimen, that's not always the case. I wonder if they are still teaching it the same way. I'm pretty sure they are though, because, and that's why we gotta resort to YouTube, because nobody cared enough about us to make sure that we learned how to care for our hair. And you gotta think, even in cosmetology school, we were taught about relaxers. We were taught about relaxers, how to relax. So I did, take that and was able to relax my sisters and myself, better and more efficiently. But we wasn't taught to take care of our hair. We was taught to manage it. And there's definitely a difference, because if you're teaching us how to manage it, you're just teaching us how to do things, such as a relaxer, such as a perm, stuff that kind of changes our wave pattern. So instead of being taught to embrace our wave pattern, even in cosmetology school, we were kind of taught like our wave pattern was something we had to tame. And it wasn't good if our hair. And that's where you get those negative terms like nappy, like your hair was nappy. But nappy hair is just hair that is super curly, that most times is dried out or not cared for. But I still wouldn't call it nappy. But people just didn't know. And they definitely wasn't teaching you in beauty school. So if you had a good beautician that did your hair and really took care of it, that's because they wanted to. Like, they had to go and teach themselves, because we did not learn it when we got our license. That was not their concern at all. So that stinks. And that's true, Sheen. They do always talk about you gotta cut the dead hair off, and yet hair is just dead protein. Literally, it is dead. And there's somebody here that should come first. It's just rough out here. But I'm always grateful, because by the time, that hurt. By the time we, this still hurt. Okay, just joking. Let me try again. We need to grab a lock and not my roots. By the time we learned about our hair, our youngest sister probably has one of the best hairs in our family, because she only had one relaxer, because we did the one and we already wasn't trying to do the one anyway. But I think my mom did the one, and then that was it. Then after that, we kind of went natural, so no more relaxers for her. So she got to learn how to love and take care of her hair and fingered, all those good stuff that you were saying you was teaching your kids. She got to learn how to do all of that, so that now, as an adult, she still does those same things. So that's nice. You just hope there's more like that. Because I think I was talking, matter of fact, it's so funny because I was talking to one of my nieces and she was telling me that her hair don't have a curl. And I'm looking at her like, girl, what are you talking about? How your hair don't got a curl? Because unless it's wavy, it's got a curl. But to her, because she has coily hair and because she doesn't know how to really take care of it or how to define a curl, like how to make her curls pop, she's telling me that her hair doesn't have a curl. Oh, it's relaxing? Thank you. At least it is to you. I'm entertained only because I'm talking to you all. But I definitely was about to call it quits. But I was like, let me just go live and see if that will help me finish it. So I'm close. I'm close now. But yeah, I can't believe my niece said she didn't have a curl. That made me so sad. Because I'm like, I was just so mad. Then I had to take her phone and hook her up to my videos. And I'm like, here I am doing videos, trying to show you guys how to do stuff and style your hair. And here my own little baby niece, she's not a baby, but you know, here my own niece is thinking that her hair can't do that. And I'm like, you are sadly mistaken. So I tried to give her some tips on stuff to do. And she was telling me, I can't remember how old she is because she kept lying to us. She was telling me that when her birthday comes, her birthday's in December, and I don't know, she said she's going to turn 12 or 13, something like that. But she was saying when her birthday comes, her mom said that she could do her own hair. So I was like, oh yeah, well, when you start doing it, when you start trying out stuff, let me know so I can help you out if you need help with something. I said, but you definitely have a curl. You just gotta find a good products that will make it do that for you, so you can see your curl. Because she was thinking, again, her sister has a different type of curl pattern in her that's looser. So she was telling me that her sister has all the curl, but she doesn't. So I was trying to explain to her, just because your hair is coily does not mean you don't have a curl. We are the definition of curl, girl. So hopefully she does well with that. I know, and good hair. Oh, because you know, we grew up. That was our thing that we grew up hearing, good hair. And I never really heard someone say bad hair as like the opposite, but obviously, if you say somebody got good hair, then somebody got bad hair. But again, I think our biggest words was good hair, what was good hair, and then nappy hair, saying somebody's hair was nappy. And you know what always used to amaze me is boys. Like how boys who don't even got no hair. Boys that don't have hair, or even the boys that, because we had some boys in our time that was like big on growing their hair out and getting cornrows. So we would have boys that would try, you know, that would put girls down because their hair was not like a loose texture and tell them that their hair was nappy, or tell the other girls that they had good hair, and then not really care for the hair of the girls whose hair is more coily. So that stinks. I think we've come from that, but I think it's still hard because there still is so much representation of people with let's put this in here. Yeah, I think. Can I do this? Or no? I think there's just still a lot of representation of people with loose curls, more so than people with need to see better. More so than people with coily curls. This light is not doing it for me. Better? A little bit? And that's why so many people got frustrated. You know, that's how you get frustrated when you see something on YouTube and you're like, all right, I'm going to try that style. And then you go and try it and it don't work because y'all got the same kind of curl pattern. or the same type of hair. But yeah, I just want our little black girls to love their hair. I've been seeing a lot of videos of people who have like type 4 hair and even like 4Z hair like mine, whose shrinkage is like above 50%. Like my hair, I always wanted to do a video that showed it shrinking all the way, and I never did. I have one picture that one day when I'm brave enough, I'll show y'all, where my hair it's literally like still 65% wet, but it shows how it shrunk up so much. And I always was scared to let it shrivel up so much because it shrinks well past half, like well past taking away 50% of its length. It shrinks up, it shrunk up so much. So I didn't want to have to detangle it from it being shrunken, from it being that shrunken. But I've been seeing this new trend of women, and particularly younger women, kind of like embracing their natural curls. And I'm like, you know what, that takes a lot of courage to embrace your natural curl when your curl has so much shrinkage. And that's one thing I never had the courage to do, was just wear it in all of its shrinkage because it would shrink up so much, y'all. But I do commend the ladies that are out there trying. Like, I really commend them. Because you can't walk around all day pulling your hair down trying to convince people that that's how long it is. So for them to go out and style their hair and like not blow dry it, not too strand twist it, not stretch it or nothing, just let it be in its tiny curliness, that does take courage. I remember my sister and I, when we were younger, we used to get so mad because it'd be like the girls with, yes, like for real. And mine would go above my ears. Like, it's so bad. Like, I have a picture, y'all. One day, when I'm bored, I'll show you. But shrinkage is no joke. So I completely understand it, shrinking to your ears. But when we was young, me and she used to get mad because it'd be like the girls with quote unquote good hair, right? They wouldn't even do their hair. Like, they wouldn't do it. Their staple style was literally putting it in a ponytail every day. And I'm not even talking about a good ponytail. You know, like the good ponytail where you slick it? Because back then, in our time when we was going to school, like Eco Styler gel was the thing, all right? Not even the clear kinds, the dark kind, to make sure it's really slicked and held down. So we're talking about the girls with so-called good hair would not even do us the decency of smoothing their hair back into a nice, well put together ponytail. They would just put it in a ponytail. And because they put it in a ponytail so much, like, I didn't know then why it looked that way, but I know now that because they put in a ponytail so much, they had a lot of breakage around their hairline just from putting it in a ponytail that much. So then it would be a ponytail, with some good hang time, with some good length on it, but their edges would be so bad. It would be like frizziness. And I used to be like, why is that acceptable? But when I do my hair, it's got to be done. Like, I can't just walk out the house like that in an undone ponytail. So we realized when we were younger that it's like people with the curly hair or extra curly hair, you had to make sure that your hair was always done in order for it to be presentable. And then people with hardly any curl, they got to just, I don't even know if they did their hair, y'all. I don't even know. I just know it was in a ponytail with a bunch of frizz at the top. That's all I know. And yet, they still was told they have good hair. And I'm just looking like, she didn't even do her hair this morning. That's a shame. But I just want to do better with, our younger girls. I don't want them to feel like they gotta wear weave to be pretty. But at the same time, if you're not taking care of your hair, you're not gonna like it as much as someone who took the time to learn their hair and to take care of it. Oh yes, please make sure you like this video, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and subscribe if you want. Yeah, I was really trying. I told myself I wasn't going to go live for my retie because I was like, I don't know if I did it last time or not. I feel like maybe I did. But I was like, no, I'm not going to go live. But yeah, like I said, I was getting real ready to stop. And I'm like, if I go live, I'm pretty sure I can get some more done. It'd be so nice if I could finish tonight. Damn, no hang time. Oh my gosh, not the fan. Please don't get me started on the fan because that's Shima's style. I told y'all. Did I tell y'all? I can't remember if I told y'all. Shima and her style that she used to have me do drive me nuts, y'all. Drive me nuts. When she do the fan in the middle, y'all. Tell him, Tashima. Tell him what you did. Drive me nuts. But that fan was it. That was it. Oh, mad at her about that fan. I feel like we learned that from our older cousins too. And once all the black girls, like you said, if you didn't have no hang time, once all the little black girls learned about the fan, it was like a way to make us feel comfortable to wear our hair in a ponytail. So yep, we was fanning everything. No, tell him. Don't cover your mouth. Tell him, Tashima. Tell him. The fan. Oh no. Oh my goodness. And then y'all remember, did y'all do the banana clips? That was my other thing. Once I was done with the fan, and then my other thing was the banana clips. I haven't even seen a banana clip. But I definitely wore a banana clip because it was like doing a fan but elongated or something. I don't know what I was doing with the banana clip. Not the fan. Then me and Shima used to always talk about how we used to, like I said, gel was a big thing. So we used to take our bang and gel it down. Couldn't tell us nothing. But we would gel it right to our face. Now I'm hoping that somebody else was doing this too and that we wasn't the only ones in school gelling the bangs down to our face. But y'all, it would be gelled down all the way to our cheek. And then when you're taking a test and you get bored, then you just pick up your hair that is stiff and hard and you start crunching it and then you can see the gel fall on the paper. That was just too much gel. Just way too much gel. But you couldn't tell us it wasn't cute though. The banana clip. Yes, the bump. I was just thinking about the bump too because I said I'm about to bring that back. Yeah, I know you laughing. Y'all, if y'all could, and this hairstyle used to drive me nuts because I thought this was the worst hairstyle in the whole wide world. And I'd be like, by this time, I was learning how to do hair, so I was like doing a lot of her hairstyles. So she would make me do individual braids, micro braids in the front. Micro braids, y'all, which means I was adding weave to it. Micro braids in the front for a bang. And then cornrows in the back. That was also some weave to it. It would be like 6, 7 cornrows in the back going down. And then the middle would be her stinking fan with her real hair. Which, if you could do a fan, that was already letting you know the length of things. Oh, I used to be so mad at her. I used to beg her, please don't make me do this. And then Tashima, do you remember? One time she made me so mad and I was like, please, I do not want to do this. This is not cute. And she even took a school picture with that hairstyle. So I have it on record because she thought she should take a school picture like that. But I remember one time she made me so mad and I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And then she was like, you know what, fine. I'll do it myself. Then she made me even more mad. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. I wonder what hairstyles our kids are creating now that they're gonna look back and be like, why did I ever? But I feel like our hairstyles are nice. But then again, we all thought the fan was nice, y'all. So the fan, the banana clip, the bumps. I'm gonna bring back a bump though, cause I used to love the bump. Now we'll be wearing one soon. Just gotta figure it out how to. I have to figure out how to do it with a head cover. That's all. But when I do, don't worry, I'll be wearing it. All right, let's see. Can I finish this one or no? Tayana, you're right. Yeah, right. You said you would do it yourself, and you did it yourself one time, I think, and it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Mm-mm-mm. I think I'm getting somewhere, people. No, you had yourself looking crazy. You know what's funny is Saya be doing the same stuff though, because Saya, when you let her do her head coverage, she be doing some crazy stuff, talking about that's how she wanted to look, and I be looking like, please Saya, please no, please no, please no, but she seriously wanted to look like that. Well, all right, Saya, I'm not talking to you. But so now I remember her mom did it, so that's where Saya get it from. She was trying to wear her head covers all kinds of crazy ways. With all the lumps. She don't care. She do not care. I should take a picture just so I can use it later on her. When she get older, she thinks she cute. Then we'll say, little girl, look how you used to look. Look how you used to wear your head covered any old kind of way. That way I can have one picture of her and one picture of her mom with crazy hairstyles. I want to be done so bad. Hi Josh, how are you? Okay, never mind Josh. What a jerk. Josh, now I got better stuff to do than to be erasing his little trifling comments. Mm-mm-mm. Whew, my arms are tired. But I'm getting somewhere. I just gotta get there. Almost done, almost done, almost done. And then I'll be done for a good however long. I really do need to do this at, I don't know, I'm starting to think I need to do it at 4 weeks, but then I have to consider that reties still are like putting tension on your hair, so do I really want to do that every 4 weeks? Because my hair gets a really, really good break. You know, it gets a good 2 to 3 month break with me doing not, not touching it, not bothering it. No, I haven't combined any. There's one in the front that I always mess up the parting with, And because it's in the front, it's like, like your little, I don't want to say baby hairs, but like it could be like breakage or whatever that's in the front that combines stuff. Thank you. But because that one piece is in the front, if I have to remember to do this piece next to it first so I can see who should be in that one, because there's one in the front that I feel like the base of it, like the part itself, is getting too thin. Like I don't remember doing it that thin. I think I am messing it up. But if I don't fix it, then I've slightly thought about whether or not I want to combine it. But honestly, I don't think so. Plus, I'm not a fan of, or when you gotta combine locks, you have to, thank you, Recreate. You have to, most people like two-string and twisted to combine it. I'm not a fan of that. Because, I'm very I like uniform and things being in uniform. So if I combine it, then that won't be good. I feel like that won't be good. Because what I have noticed, I have one client who combines some of hers with two-strand twist. But when I go to interlock it, it's a little difficult because because two-strand twist swell up more than interlocking does. Like my ends that are two-strand twisted are thicker than the parts that was interlocked. So for hers, when I go to interlock it, because it was two-strand twisted and then she combined some, it's like pulling it through her space at the scalp sometimes is really, really hard. And I think sometimes it even it's not comfortable at all because I'm trying to get this thick piece through this little part at the scalp. So that's probably going to keep me from combining it too. But honestly, Shane, you did a good job setting them because I'm pretty happy with their sizes, and I'm, retie wise, if I had more, it would, obviously take me longer. So I think it's just right as far as sizing. For me, anyway. My arm. I feel like I keep saying I'm almost done, yet I still keep working, right? No, for real, I'm almost done, y'all. It's that little V part there. And at this point, I feel like I need a treat now before I go to sleep because this is a lot of work. I feel like I need a reward for my labor. The only hairstyle I can think of, if I was a kid that I would have loved to have worn as a kid, is all over Bantu knots. But that wasn't really a style when I was a kid. But if it was, I would have loved to have worn that. I think that would have been nice. Alright, that piece is done. Just gotta. You should have made some nice brownies. I hope y'all made the brownies already. Cause if so, bring them on Thursday with my egg curtains. I love brownies. I had this little girl in my class. I don't know what she did. I don't know what she did or whatever, but she did something one day, and I told her she was my grandma. And so she asked me every day, what did you call me again? You said I'm your grandma? I said, yes, she's my grandma. So she is supposed to, she's supposed to be bringing me, I told her, grandmoms bring you chocolate chip cookies. So I'm like, where are my chocolate chip cookies? And so I'm about to get a new grandma. And she still didn't bring my cookies yet. And I had to tell her, be specific. Like, I need the soft ones, not the hard ones. You're all right, grandma. Yeah, make sure you bring those brownies. Because I need one. I needed one tonight. I gotta have like 10 more left, I think. If that. I can't really see what's under the clip. But and because my hair has so much shrinkage, just like the parts that are too strand twisted, they have shrunken up so much. And I'm like, I know my hair was a certain length when I started, but I had to consider that they shrunk. You want to think about Shades of Sage, because she started her locks on Wasteland Hair. So if you want to check out that playlist, go ahead to my channel. We're definitely documenting her journey, and we do got to do another lock update for her. But she started her locks on Wasteland Hair, but it's still, when as they're maturing, it's still shrunk up quite a bit. And your hair don't even be trying to like meet you halfway. You would think, right? Waist length, like at least can you give me like mid back, like can I get bra strap length? Can I get full shoulder length? No. Your hair be like, no, we're gonna shrink and we're gonna take this job seriously and we're gonna shrink for real. Now I gotta make sure my butt is on time for work tomorrow, because that's all I need. Be like, we saw you on live. And why wasn't you at work on time? Although I usually go to work super early, that's not looking good tomorrow. Because I'm past my bedtime at this point. Uh-oh. My computer keep trying to shut off on me. The clip is moving. It's about to mess me up at the very end. What is this? This should be there. No. I just love how my locks are taking, the cylinder shape. That's very nice to see. Can't tell. I think this has to go one more time. I think. Alright, I think I'm gonna take rows to finish this up to make sure, to feel like I'm accomplishing something. There's gotta be like 3 rows left. So this is the first row, with 2 locks in it. That's the only thing about hair, is like you can't rush it. Like you have to just, you gotta like do it till it's done. But you can't really rush it. I remember when I used to work in a salon and I was, now I did wear mini twists a lot. They weren't small, but like medium. And I remember when my boss felt like I was taking too long, she'd be like, you gotta make them parts bigger. And I was like, it's not gonna have the same look if the parts are bigger. Because people would come in and be like, alright, do my hair just like yours. And so I would try, but then my boss would get on me. She'd be like, no, make those parts bigger. You can beat that one. And one more for this row. I think we have 3 rows left. Should be maybe 3 in the next 2 rows. I gotta calm down because I'm definitely getting anxious. I feel like I'm making little mistakes. And I'm like, let's go. Let's hurry up. Like those videos they always do when you think your mom or somebody done your hair and they split that part into 2, you be ready to cry. You be like, oh man, I thought it was done. Why just split it? You could let that one just be one. Alright. And let's see if I can figure out where's the row at. Whew. Almost done. So just thinking row got 4 in it. My goodness. Yeah, I do mine on dry hair. I know some people do a bunch of stuff. Some people do it on damp hair. Some people do it on wet hair. I definitely wouldn't do it on wet. Maybe strong, maybe damp. But again, I'm pretty particular about keeping things the way it's always been when it comes to hair and not like changing up something if it works. But yeah, I try to make sure it's dry before I do it. And of course you still got people who put something in it, like one of those like pomades or something. Again, I think that looks very nice, but I still am not comfortable with putting something that thick in my scalp for every little one, just so that it could look crisp. Because then I gotta go wash that out, and you know me, the less products the better. And then of course you could spray it, let it be damp, and do oil. The only thing is damp hair stretches more, so just like I wouldn't braid somebody's hair with when it was damp, because I know if you have curly hair that it bounces back. I'm not really fond of doing a retwist on damp. Damp or wet hair, because it bounces back, but it stretches more. So it's gonna make me feel like I got space in a place where maybe I really don't have space, and I maybe should not try to put another one there. I thought we had 4 there. I only did 2. Hope I'm not skipping somebody. I thought we had 4 in that section, but maybe one of the ones that came down was already done. At least I hope. Alright, after this one, we either got 1 row left or like 1.5. I have to see. So after this one. Come on, buddy. That's the only thing about trying to show a retie is that your hands covered a whole bunch of it. Especially if it's, micro locks, because they're so tiny. Leave that one be. Alright, I hope I didn't skip one, because I really thought there was 4 in that row. Let's see what's here. Is this a row or what? Is this? Nab it. It's 2 rows. Who put this other row here? Is what I want to know. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Feel like this is going to be in my way. So it needs to go up. I feel like I had my hands up for the whole thing. Usually, only the middle requires my hands to be up. But I don't know. I can figure this out. And Shima, I don't think I commented on the other. I don't think. I think 3 of your videos. I watched them, but I didn't do my comments yet. But I think, oh no. I think the cooking was one of them. Where y'all made the chicken. I thought that was really cute. And you could tell that the kids do it all the time. Because they knew just what to do. That would be cute to see them grow up. And be good in the kitchen, And comfortable. Because they've been doing it since they were little. So it's just like second nature. getting somewhere. I think 4 more on this row. Yeah, I think you said that, Kenzo. Like it the most. That's good. Wouldn't it be something if one of them went into that as a career? That'd be cute. Son and mom. I feel like I saw somebody recently that was like a parent and child duo of cooking. I lost it. Let's go on the other side, just to shake things up. It used to crack me up. You can tell that boy he not eating. All you do is move his lips. You be cracking me up. Definitely was about to join too. Oh, regrets. Does that need another pass? Lost it. This one? Maybe not. Mm-mm. Whew. Come on, Betty. That's right here. I appreciate y'all, all you lovely people, helping me by logging on. The first, the first hawk one. Now, when you say the first one, do you mean like old before our time, or do you mean like the first one when they started doing like the new movies? I love the Hawk, but I will not watch the one with that one guy in it, the little guy. Y'all know the little guy. I don't like his at all. And I want to watch that She-Hulk show, but I just don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it because it seems very playful. And I'm good for a joke here and there, but not everywhere. And plus, I like the Hawk. And She-Hulk, she just look too skinny, and she don't look nice and monstrous like the Hawk do. I like the Hawk because he's big. Come on, Betty. hope I don't mess up nothing, because at this point, I'm just ready to be done. And I hope I don't be so anxious I just do something dumb that Shima gotta get out. Yeah, that's the one I think you're talking about. I don't know. Well, the guy that does the Hawk now, I like him. I don't know what his name is. The one that does the Hawk for the Avengers, I like him. And plus, you know, they got new features with him. But that first guy, she hopping bad. I think this one is the one that's holding the last one for this section. And then seriously this time, seriously, there's only one roll left. Seriously, I'm not even joking. Look like 5 locks left. I hope, and I hope one of them is clipped up that actually has been done already. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the She-Hulk hopefully when I don't mind being disappointed. Okay, yes, that's the one I like. Come on, Yana, we're almost done. You could do it. If I lose my thing, am I done this section or no? I think so. Right? I hope so. Can't tell. Alright, 1, 2, 4 more. Oh, thank God. 4 more. I could do this. I could do this. 4 more left. Huh? Why is this one growing? I feel like I done did it 1,000 times. Why is it not closed up yet? Okay. Hi. 3 more. Just trying to stretch my arms down here. 3 more. Right? Yes? Our last 3, thank God. As soon as I turn this light on, I'm gonna jump right in the bed. Cause it's past my bedtime. But at least I'm done. Yes. At least I'm done because I do for sure have a client on Wednesday. And I need to move one of my clients because I was going to do her Saturday, but we have our recharge thing. Can't do that. I need to see if she will move to another day. I've been doing clients after work because that's my only time now since school started. So, just still gotta get them in, you know? Don't you dare turn off. Oh, 2 more, y'all. 2 more. Gotta shake my arms, shake them. I helped the baby on Sunday, and I thought I should do my hair today. That's probably was the combo, doing my hair, because I think I did it Sunday morning. Yes, that must have been when I started. Oh, yep, you next week. But I'm pretty sure as long as you're in the calendar, I could do you. Now, if you're not in the calendar, the way my brain is set up, I do not remember stuff. But, Oh, just two more. Just two more. Second to the last one. Mm-mm. I promise you, there is growing hair as I'm interlocking it. Cause why am I not done this yet? And why is there still space for me to close up? Still another space there. I can't. Why? Okay, it should be. No, it's not done. Yeah, if it don't pop up in my calendar. All right, this should be our last one. I hope, unless I forgot somebody that I'll find out later. Then I'll be feeling it all day long until I get back to something so I can retire. Last one, y'all. We did it. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank you, girl, because I need those flowers. Okay, I'm done. That was a lot of work, y'all. A lot of work. You can't even, because the ends have gotten so thick, you really want, like I used to be able to tell by looking at my hair that I got to retie, but because the ends are so thick, it kind of covers the part in anyway. Like it covers it. So you only see like a little bit, and that's because the middle is up. Okay. Good times. Good times. Not that good. Half good. See how you don't even see the retie anymore? You literally don't see it anymore. The only person that knows it's there is me. Because once all the hair come down, you don't see it. No, you know what that means. I gotta wear my hair like this tomorrow. Alright, y'all, we're done. Thank God. I'm gonna probably put it in 2 buns. That's been my newest way of wrapping it up at night is in 2 buns, but alright, we're done. Not that you can tell. Not that you can tell. Yeah, girl, you said you can't even see it. You cannot even see it. So all of that was for nothing, sight. It was for something. Maintain the new growth. Anyways, y'all. I'm tired at this point, but thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. I'm like trying to look for the cameras over here. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. Don't forget the thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Yeah, helped me get it done. Again, my face looks so greasy. Yeah, help me get it done again. Don't forget to subscribe, all of that fun stuff. And hopefully now that I'm done this, I want to do the no roller set. So check that out on my channel because I actually did that when I was still loose, a loose natural, but I haven't tried it with the micro locks, so I really want to try it with the micro locks and see how it works out. But thank you all. Have a good night. Shauna, I hope you all finish your daughter's hair too so that you all can go to bed. But I appreciate you. And until next time, adios.